A lot of things happened this particular week, ranging from athletics to boxing, even to the Carabao Cup, of course, right there in England, and a lot of league games as well in the midweek. Welcome to HotSports. This is another edition where we will be talking about a lot of things that happened during the course of the week in the world of sports. Welcome. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and I had a very long week, and it's good to be here, be in this seat again. I remember for me, it's always a nostalgic feeling to come to present this show, a show that I watched, as a young chap growing on the streets of Lagos. And of course, we'll be back after this break. I have my gentleman and the lady in the studio. We'll be right back. You're welcome back from the break. We're about to go right into it. The beautiful lady is in the studio as well as my gentleman. So let me start with ladies first, okay? Not after men, ladies first. Monsura, how are you?
I'm fine. It's always feel good to be back here.
So. I love Monsura's smile. I can look at your face all day. I don't like to see your face all day, Darren.
I know.
Thank God you know that. How are you, my man?
I'm fine. It's good to be here. Lots of things over the weekends as well as through the weeks as well. But hey, it's good to be here.
It is.
To talk sports.
It is, indeed. How about we do this right and go right into it? And remember, this is the longest running independent sports show on Nigerian television, and it always gives us a great delight to come here. So let's just go first into athletics. Now, remember that Sunday Dare, the Minister for Sport, I want to offset this AFN issue of IAAF sending money and all those funds. But one way or the other, this is a financial, I won't say crime because it's not it's been investigated. It's not been declared yet. But if at all anything wrong is detected, I think Ed should roll for the right reasons.
Yeah, I think I remember the last time when the Minister of Sport put on his Twitter post, he said he's ready to pay the money and he's ready to investigate, which I'm in support of. Because if IAAF truly overpay us, it's our right to return the money.
True.
Now, we did not return the money. What did we use the money for? Because I remember when the athletes are going for the World Championship at Doha, they struggle with finance. So where is this money? So I'm happy that ICPC really want to investigate.
ICPC coming into this matter and is asking the technical director in Sunday Adeleye to come say some things. It's basically consigning the Warri Grand Prix and some other events that happened last year. And also, when you also consider the fact that this is a time when more than $30,000 is not properly accounted for, even though it's been paid back to the IAAF, I think it's just basically things coming out to the open, things we don't really take cognizance before, coming up to the open once again. However, it's important that these things are being done properly, and they're asking for retirement, receipts, and evidence if this money are being judiciously used. If not, I think everyone should face the wrath of the law.
Well, there's no need for investigation in this particular next story because the FIFA Under-17 is already on, and if you're following that particular tournament, you will remember that Nigeria recently, your boys, I see the way you always say, she's like a proud mother. Every time on Twitter, she's always going about this guy. I've really not been a fan of an Under-17s. I've said it here because maybe I think it has failed in a lot of ways in Nigeria, but you need to give kudos to these boys. The eye trick, the feel, the comeback spirit, everything was intact.
You know, there's a saying that says we catch them young. So that is why I'm a true supporter of Under-17.
That's why you're a mother.
So we catch them young. So we just need to give them the support. And I'm really proud of this team.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, this particular team is the youngest team we've ever produced. And with the comeback spirit, they are always there. They are so determined. Even at 2 goals down, they are always determined that we can do this. That Niger spirit is always in them.
I like what Mo said.
Yeah.
But again, sometimes you don't want to be at the back. Sometimes in football, it's best for you to be in the front, keep your bodies in front.
Absolutely. You don't want to sit on gunpowder. So when you also consider the fact that...
Oh, because you're a hunter. You think you're talking about gunpowder. Continue, please.
You feel that at some point when you play a more technical team, you played Hungary, we play Ecuador. These are teams that we can take to the cleaners any day, anytime. By the time we play the Spaniards, we play the Brazilians, that can always raise the tempo as much as we can. So when we are chasing the game, they will hit us on the counter. How good are we defensively speaking? We are playing 3-man defense for crying out loud, which is not even our traditional approach to playing football. But kudos must be given to the lads. The captain of the team, Samson Tijani, scoring a brace in the first game. Ibrahim Said in the second game. Absolutely fantastic. Qualify already for the knockout stage of the competition.
And that's how you want to go in every tournament. You want to get your business done early so you don't have to worry about mathematics and calculators and buying calculators here and there. But again, we also must say that it's a good feel to finally get him back on the horse. Step forward, Kelechi Iheanacho. I said it here before. I think we know, you can see it in him, how he plays football. There's something great in that lad. It's the very first time I've seen Kelechi play in the first team football for 9 months. And he scored a goal against Bolton Albion. And maybe it's a good way to start, but he needs to do more if he wants to break into this Brenda region side.
Absolutely. So I can't wait to see him in the quarterfinal of the competition. And when he gets to play against Everton, a team that is more difficult than any opposition he's played before now. And also when you consider the fact that we've talked about his self-determination and self-belief in game, you want to say this is the best time for him to basically prove Brendan Rogers that he deserves a call-up into the starting 11. Although you have the likes of Perez ahead of you, as well as Jimmy Vardy. But hey, these are guys you can compete with, particularly Perez in the team.
Yeah, Perez didn't particularly start well. In fact, he scored just 3 goals so far, and all those 3 goals came against Southampton. But let's still stick with the EFL, maybe they call it the Carabao Cup these days. We saw some interesting results. In a game that was meant to be football, that's what the name is. But fortunately, we saw it turn into basketball. Children, some on one particular team, a bit of adults on the other particular team. But bottom line was, we saw a 10-goal thriller at the highest level of football. And then that was not even enough. We also saw extra penalties in that same game. By the end of the day, I think it was a good watch for a neutral. It's almost unbelievable how Arsenal can lose games when it is even difficult to lose. It actually looks as if it's way easier to win. Okay, so last week they were 2 goals ahead against Crystal Palace. And they bottled it. I think Arsenal has a bottling company. Arsenal bottling company. Maybe they should think about it. But ABC, Arsenal bottling company. But in all of this, Dari, it still doesn't speak well. I had a feeling, that Jurgen Klopp didn't want to win that game. Maybe or maybe not. Absolutely.
But at some point, you realize that Arsenal are there for the taking, particularly when you begin to take off your key players for, in quotes, young Shaqiri in the team. In the likes of Mesut Ozil, who was absolutely tremendous on the night. No one expected you to take him off, particularly when he's not played in games. So he's expected to run, the whole of 90 minutes. However, you were beginning to take off your key players and giving opportunities to players that, in quotes, shouldn't be in that game at that time. Particularly when you have to defend when you were 4-3, 4-4. At some point when you were even leading by 5-4. You are expected to see up the game, kill off the game. And that is how you know a better manager, an intelligent manager when it comes to, protecting your side of the victory.
All right, so Manchester United also had back-to-back away wins. That's the first time in a while. They won at Partizan Belgrade. They also won at Carrow Road in Norwich, and also finally beating Chelsea and beating them well. 2-1 it ended. Somebody's not happy in the studio, but hey, unfortunately, Manchester United won by 2 beautiful, one a penalty, and then the other one was more like one word.
Screamer.
A screamer, yeah. So moving on. Yeah, so congratulations to all the teams, and they will be playing in the quarterfinals. I remember that our own Nigeria Professional Football League will also resume November 3rd. We're looking forward to that. The very first games, we'll see Rivers United face Kano Pillars. That will be on Sunday. And then, of course, we'll also see some other couple of games.
Heartland as well against Enyimba. Enyimba would love to see, Heartland against MFM. We'd love to see what Fidelis Ilechukwu, who left MFM for Heartland, will be doing. Anthony Bolus as well, the coach of MFM, will also be seeing what he's going to do on the night. Not forgetting the likes of Enyimba. Rangers, they won't be in action because of their continental commitment.
Speaking about continental engagements, well, CAF has approved the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo as a venue for the 2021 African Cup of Nations qualifier between Super Eagles of Nigeria and Benin Republic. And of course, that will be on November 13 with 5 p.m. as kickoff. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles of Nigeria's coach, Kenneth Roy, has brought out his list. Is on your screen. And guess what? He is back. The jet man, Ahmed Musa, the captain of the team, is back in the fold. A lot of people are saying that since Odion Igalo is retired, Mikel Lobi is retired, Musa should be retired. Musa is saying, no, I'm not retiring. This one, we die here. But regardless, Musa looks like that player who still has a whole lot to give in his engine.
You know, it's not easy to call someone the governor without being the politician.
Absolutely.
So we call him the governor for a reason. He's so determined. Self-determination is there. And he's bossing this, the Saudi league because to them is their demigod.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you have it in you, and you have that avenue to give it out, just give it out. Age is just number, according to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Absolutely.
So I don't think Ahmed Musa and Cristiano Ronaldo are of that age group. So I think Musa is still good to go. He's still on fire.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're looking forward to the Super Eagles of Nigeria having that double header come November. So the list is on your screen. I don't think there's any particular name, that really is a surprise there. Daniel Akpe is coming back. Good for him.
Yeah.
And that's because we saw injury to...
and I think that's going to be our biggest headache. Daniel Akpe coming back after the Nations Cup.
Yeah, we
particularly after the All. I mean the goalkeeping department,
Absolutely.
not just Daniel Akpe. And also when you consider Keshi who's not been in competitive football for like 4 months now with Katsina United due to the league being on break. And also the last person, Maduka Okoye. Maduka Okoye has considered 17 goals in 7 games in the 4th year of the German Bundesliga. That speaks a whole lot about the quality we have in our goalkeeping department at the moment.
But I think Akpe has won about 3 man of the match. At the South African League. So it's not just a mere job. So
I get where you are coming from.
He has improved.
He has.
He deserves the call up.
Akpe has always been a fantastic goalkeeper in terms of experience.
But he's very unsure.
Yes. I mean, keeping Akpe in goal post, you know what to get. You know you will get some.
You actually
good
don't
save.
know what to get.
You know you will get some good save, and you will also get some debatable performance from him as well. I mean, his area duel is nothing to write home about. I mean, it's what we saw the way he did his wall.
Because even David De Gea at Manchester United, a lot of people are applauding, and he got to the
David
World
De
Cup
Gea at some point was fantastic. He has never been fantastic.
No, guys, we can't talk about David De Gea.
In the same.
Let's just be sure. Okay, so we don't, get it. Yeah. But we continue our conversation with the Nigerian Premier League Super 4, Nigerian Women Premier League Super 4. Well, it's happening. It started on Friday. It will end tomorrow, Sunday. And, of course, we've seen so far Adamawa Queens, Bayelsa Queens, Conference Queens, and Rivers Angels. And the idea is to have a feel of the competition. And we had so many things happening, especially the fact that the minister will be there, the Minister for Women Affairs will be there, and there's a lot of, we're hearing numbers, 4 million naira for the winner. Why are you smiling?
No.
Money is a stake.
You just want to mention millions, so I need to smile. Maybe the million is coming to my account.
Definitely. But what's your thoughts?
I think it's a good move because I see it as improvement in the women's league. Sponsorship. They have to pay the indemnities on their own, and the chairperson, Madam Aisha Falode, made mention that the sports minister will be there, Minister of Women's Affairs will be there, and they have this partnership with La Liga. The winner of the Super 4 will be going on a week tour to Spain. So, it's not all of these girls that will play in the national team. So not many of them will have the opportunity to leave this country. So it's an opportunity for them. So everybody are in this game with fire. Everybody wants to win, but it's not just possible. We are going to have just one winner. So I think it's a good way to go for Nigerian football. And
that's more reason to actually go right there to the soccer temple in Agege. Yeah. I like it when they call it soccer temple in Agege, to go watch and probably cheer these girls on. And of course, this is also to say it's a good way to go, Dari, for a league that doesn't have any sponsorship, to still throw its weight behind and going into the right direction. It's the kind of attitude you see, but most importantly, they need corporate Nigeria to get in.
Absolutely. I listened to Aisha Falade when she was talking of how it was very difficult to get sponsors, corporate sponsors, but rather they've had individuals supporting, governors coming to their rescue. But in all of this, it's good to see that they are pushing, taking the league to the next level, taking the champion to Spain to see how it feels, to see what it feels rather in European scene and all that. And also bringing it back home to basically apply it in the league is also a way to go. Financially speaking, maybe not lucrative as much as one would have expected.
Yeah, so 3 million for the winner, 2 for the second runner-up, and 1 for the Third place. So yes, you go, girls. Hopefully we can share the money together, but we wish you the very best, even as the winner goes right there to Spain. Pro boxing in Olympics is what we're talking about now, and the WBC is saying, that's the World Boxing Council, if you are a professional boxer, do not participate in the Olympics. Guys, this is a topic on its own, but we just have to go it and touch and go. Larry, let me start with you. What do you think of this?
We've seen boxers like Anthony Joshua in London 2012 come through the ranks, and we're able to dominate at the amateur level before going professional. Bringing professional boxers back to the to Olympics, it's like risking the life of the amateurs. I mean, just this year alone, we've had about 4 casualties. 5 were rushed directly from the ring to the hospital when they went into coma. So you don't want to add to that at the Olympics. And also, when you consider the fact that if you are professional, remain professional. Don't look back anymore. Amateur boxers need the Olympics to basically take this as a stepping stone going into the professional world. So you are taking the right of them already. You are robbing them of everything, the biggest opportunity they will ever think of before going professional.
Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, and Anthony said he wanted a neutral place. Andy said he wanted America, but bottom line is that fight would happen, and it will happen in Saudi Arabia. But I know you are rooting for. I shouldn't be asking you, but just say it.
Yeah, I'm actually Team Anthony, so I'm actually rooting for him. You know, that Niger blood is always there.
Absolutely.
But I think what Anthony actually wanted is to fight in front of the home fan. It's just going to feel like Anfield. When you are losing, the fans will ginger you up. They will cheer you up. But for the two of them to have actually settled for a neutral ground, I think that is the best way to do. And I'm rooting for Anthony to bring the 4 bets back home.
The biggest hashtag on social media, especially Twitter, in the past couple of days has been Emery out. That's the coach of Arsenal Football Club, Unai Emery, who signed up from having coached Sevilla and winning back-to-back Europa League. It's not particularly the very best of times since Arsene Wenger left Arsenal. Unai Emery has taken the mantle of leadership. And what we're asking is, Emery out? Too early, too soon? Or it's a right call by the fans and some sections of the hierarchy of the club? Stick around, because I know you want to see and hear what Mo has to say, and Dari as well. We'll be right back for their thesis.
In my opinion, I would say it's too early to be trending the hashtag Emery out. Give this man time to prove to us what he can give.
Time and tide, they say, wait for no man. If in your first 2 seasons all you can give is a Sevilla standard in a national setting, then I think you should go.
What a thesis by Mo and Dari. That just sets it up for a very good conversation. So let's just go right into it. So let me start with you, ladies first. Mo?
Yeah, I think it's too early to say Emery out. If it took Jurgen Klopp 4 seasons to bring home a trophy for Liverpool, it's too early. Because we saw this man at Sevilla. We saw what he did with Sevilla. We saw what he did at PSG. So for Arsenal to be trending Emery out is just too early. And come to think of it, Dari, 15 matches in this season in all competition, and he lost just 2. And the 2 games was against the European champion, Liverpool, in the league and at the Carabao Cup. So I think it's just too early. He's not losing much points.
How long do you have to wait after playing over 50 games in your first season, yet with nothing to show for it? How long do you have to wait when you spend over £138 million at the just concluded transfer window, the 3rd highest spender in the EPL, yet you couldn't think of how to fight for the top 4? How long do you have to wait when you basically break the transfer record of buying a player for £72 million, yet it's highly as inefficient as any other player in the team?
Even the time of Arsenal was never a contender. They are always fighting for top 4.
They are
always fighting for top 4.
Does this Arsenal team look like a team that is ready to fight for the top 4?
They are going to fight for top 4 because that is what they are known to do.
Last season when they were fighting for top 4, you can see about 4 competitive teams fighting for top 4 as well. This season there are only 2. Tottenham is nowhere to be found. Liverpool, Yes, so,
and that is going
Tottenham
to
is nowhere to be. Tottenham is nowhere to be found. Chelsea struggling to find their feet. Manchester United is nowhere. One would have expected that the stable team in Arsenal that did little or nothing in terms of changing so much this season should be in the mix of the top 3. Guess what? They are not even in the top 5, and we are here talking about how they have not. I mean, they have only lost a game. So what is the answer? I mean, teams like Liverpool, Manchester United have lost a game this season. Teams like Manchester City have lost a game this season. Yet they are competing for the trophy. What will you see of Arsenal that have just lost a game and they are out of the Carabao Cup? They don't look like a team that can even win Europa League already.
Even Manchester City, the almighty Manchester City, lost to Wolves and Norwich. Arsenal lost against an European champion. And when you want to talk about the money spent, Jose Mourinho spent more than Emery at Manchester United, and he left them. And
he won a trophy.
He left them six.
And he won a trophy in every of the season except the season he was sacked. And what are we talking about?
He only won in his first season.
In his first season, he won 2. And in the next season, he won a community shield. So what are we talking about?
But
whether you like it or not.
It took club 4 seasons to bring up a trophy.
But we have to also understand something.
It's so funny how you are looking at it.
No, I don't think what I want to say is funny, by the way, since you're talking about fun. But one thing I do think is that I think all these things about Emery going out, it has to be done in the ambit of time. What do you feel? Are you going to judge a manager after season? It's just 15 games, almost 15 games in all competitions in the season.
I mean, the story of Arsenal right now is basically things fall apart. The captain of the team, being booed by the fans, pulling off his shirt, showing the armband. That says a lot about the dressing room, or the relationship, the relationship between the players and the fans.
Cristiano Ronaldo was booed by Real Madrid fans. So are you going to blame the manager for all this?
Do you know? The
manager doesn't control the fans.
Thank you for going.
The manager is not going to control the fans.
I mean, as St. Loti won the Champions League, and in the immediate season after winning the Champions League, was let go by this same old Manchester Real Madrid. That is to tell you a team that know what they want for themselves. When a manager is not doing well, it should be shown the exit door. And that cannot be said of a certain Unai Emery. Unai Emery is giving a severe standard in an Arsenal setting, which should never be allowed. He did the same thing with PSG. PSG couldn't take him and they let him go. Look at what is happening at PSG right now. That cannot be said of this same Arsenal team. Why? Because he's a man that is good with an average club. And a club like Arsenal that is ready to win the trophy, cannot accommodate these excesses that is being shown by certain Unai Emery.
I think you are just taking it a step ahead of you.
Okay.
You are talking about Emery at Sevilla, saying Sevilla standard.
Yeah.
Even during the time of Wenger, you cannot compare Sevilla with Arsenal.
So Sevilla is better than Arsenal.
They are way ahead of Arsenal.
Are you kidding me?
The only Arsenal team that was up standard is the Invisible, and this is 2019. This is 2019. Give this man time. You know the fans. You cannot control the mind of the fans. The fans are so quick to trend an hashtag. I can remember the time when Frank Lampard started for Chelsea.
Okay.
During the preseason, they are already trending the hashtag of Lampard out.
Okay.
And now they are applauding Lampard. Give this man time.
Let me say, ladies and gentlemen, I need to say this. She's a Chelsea fan. And what do you expect from a Chelsea fan that does not have the opportunity to the transfer window? They will basically want an Arsenal team to fall so that they can take the opportunity at the end of the day. And when you consider a Chelsea, when you consider a Chelsea,
I'm not a Chelsea
then what
fan.
are you? But you've been smiling all day about Chelsea.
I'm actually a Mourinho fan.
So what's the difference? What is the difference between a Chelsea fan and a Mourinho fan?
No. If you want to take it from the angle of Mourinho, I should be supporting the Arsenal fans with the hashtag because there is a rumor that Mourinho is coming to Arsenal.
The same way there's a rumor that Mourinho is going to Real Madrid.
So
what are we saying
I
here?
should be happy that Mourinho will be coming to Arsenal.
So finally,
no, he should be given time.
But finally on this, Mo has already let us know that she's not crushing on Chelsea. She's crushing on Mourinho. So get that, Dari. But finally, I would like to give this gentleman and the lady conclusion. So let's just give them 30 seconds to just conclude on their thought. Mo started. I think Dari should give the conclusion first.
Personally speaking, if you sack Arsene Wenger has been there for 22 years, basically because he's failing towards the latter part of his career, and you bring a man that is meant to revive everything, still underperforming, even below a certain Arsene Wenger, then you should let him go to get a better manager.
I remember vividly when Emery signed for Arsenal. These same Arsenal fans are the one applauding him, telling us that they have had a manager better than Arsene Wenger. So now I don't know why the change of thought, because you cannot control the fans. Even when you get a Pep Guardiola for Arsenal, the fans are still going to complain. Everything is not just about winning. You have to build a team and a culture.
And we are back. It's been a good conversation between Dari and Mo, a very, very passionate one as well. And there again, we were also made to know that Mo is not a Chelsea fan. Mo is a Mourinho fan. So when you see her on the streets of Lagos or anywhere, know that she's not a Chelsea fan. She's a Mourinho fan. Now to my final whistle. I'll go straight to it. I think it's too early. I think it's incredibly too early to have Unai Emery out because guess what? If this particular man should win 7 straight games, now they will keep singing his song. I agree with Dari that feels that there's a lot of challenge in this Arsenal team. But if I thought it's time for him to go out, show the exit door, nah, I think it's way too early, too soon. But what do I know? You guys hold all the aces. So how about you whip out your phones and text us? Let me know what exactly is on your mind. But one thing that is on my mind is a very beautiful plate of food waiting for me, at home. And I need to leave these guys in the studio while I go eat. But meanwhile, Dari, thank you so very much for coming on today.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Momo, Anthony Joshua, check. Jose Mourinho, check. Which Roger Federer?
No, I'm always a fan of big names.
Okay, Roger Federer is a big name.
No, I don't do
Andy
tennis.
Murray.
No,
Andy Murray
I don't
is
do
a
tennis men. I do the female. So Serena Williams.
Okay, she likes Serena. So Serena, check. Jose Mourinho, check. And Anthony Joshua, check. HotSports, check.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we will see you again next week, Saturday. Till then, remember to take care of yourself and look after each other. My name is Babajide Guerrero. Bye for now.